Have you ever struggled with knowing what to play in your left hand during the accompaniment? Check out this video for some tips on what to do in your left hand. This week's tutorial, we're going to take a look at a few left hand pattern ideas. Now, I'm going to take basically one pattern and I am going to really vary it into 4 different ideas and demonstrate what we would use this pattern for. Now, the patterns I'm going to show you really are for maybe sections that are more flowing, sections that we need some motion, but we don't want really a big climactic point yet. So you can utilize these patterns for that. If you enjoy today's tutorial and you're interested in looking at more left-hand patterns, we have this resource, Left-Hand Patterns for Accompaniments and Hymn Playing, on the website. And it is going to have several patterns in here that you can utilize for hymns, for accompaniment. And so you can grab that. That is on newmerciesmusic.com. Now, for the first pattern we're going to talk about, I want to lay a groundwork for kind of a basic left hand idea. And we're really going to focus on left hand for now, not much on the right hand. If you're looking for more on right hand, make sure you check out our previous accompaniment tips. And I'm going to utilize some of those ideas that I've talked about for the right hand. But looking at this left hand, we're going to take a left hand and we're going to think of more of an arpeggiated or rolling pattern. And right now, we're going to use this pattern as eighth notes. Now, here's the wonderful thing about all the patterns I'm going to show you today. You can utilize these as quarter notes, eighth notes, triplets, sixteenths, and even faster than that. So they can really be tweaked with the rhythm to create different sounds. And I'll demonstrate a few of those today. But one of the most basic patterns that are used in left hand playing is this pattern right here. And I'm going to play a song in the key of E flat. It's one that I've written by my name. And so that's the song we're going to go off of today. And so my left hand for this E flat chord, I'm going to do a pattern that probably most pianists have seen or played. And it is a rolling pattern where we start with the bass. And we're going to start with the 1 of E flat. So E flat. We're going to play the 5 of that chord, B flat, 1, and then we're going to play the 2. So in our E flat scale, F is the 2. So we're playing the 1, 5, 1, 2, 3. Pretty common pattern. So this is a common accompaniment pattern to play. And so in my right hand, I'm just going to use a chord approach, just playing the chord on the beat, while I play the left hand as eighth notes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And then if I go to the A flat chord, B flat, okay, so we get the idea. Now, if you notice, I took that pattern and I did that pattern in root position for all the chords. What that means is when I went to an A flat chord, my lowest note, the note that my pinky was playing at all times, was the root. So whatever the chord name is, if it's A flat was on the bottom. If it's B flat is on the bottom. Now here's where, as a pianist, if we can learn to get out of root position, we can really create some beautiful sounds. So if I'm taking this pattern here, I've got an E flat, and then I want to go to an A flat chord. Instead of jumping to root position, I'm going to do the closest inversion. Now, E flat is actually a part of that A flat chord. So I'm going to do something like this. Now notice I played the same idea. So this pattern has the 1, 5, 1, 2, 3 in it. So we're going to utilize the 1, 5, 1, 2, 3 at some way. Now in this one, it's actually going to be where we use the 5 twice. 5, 3, 5, 1, 2. But I'm using those numerical scale numbers. The 1, the 2, the 3, and the 5. Now my closest inversion for a B flat is if I step my pinky down to D. And watch here. So 3, 1, 2, 3, 5. So to keep that idea with adding the 2 to all the rolling patterns, I'm finding that closest inversion. And now all of a sudden it just creates a little bit more cohesion rather than jumping all over the place. So what I would recommend with this pattern, if this is one that maybe you're not quite familiar with or you haven't used a lot, go ahead and practice it, but then practice it making sure that you can transition to the closest inversion and figure out, okay, what notes do I need here? I need the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 5. It can be in any order, but I'm working to figure out where the closest inversion is. Even if we go to some minors, so maybe we do, let's take some minor chords. So let's do an E flat. Let's go to B flat, C minor, E flat again, A flat. Let's do G minor here just for fun. F minor. And in my right hand, I was just playing just some chords to go along with it to demonstrate really the rhythmic feel of what's going on. But notice I'm really focusing on, okay, that making sure I have the 1, 2, 3, 5. And that's a great kind of exercise to do to get used to that pattern in different positions with different chords. Now, that same pattern idea where we have the 1, 2, 3, and 5 in that pattern, if you notice, this pattern is ascending up the piano. All the notes are consecutively moving up. So even when we played in a different chord, different inversion, the notes are working their way up. Now, I'm going to take that and we're going to tweak the direction a little bit. So rather than always going up, we're going to do something similar, but this time we're going to come down. So we're going to play 1, 5, go up to the 3, and step down. Now notice, let's kind of put this in context a little bit. So with this pattern, I'm gonna have, you can utilize it for 3, 4, 4, 4. You can utilize it for any time signature. You just have to be cognizant of what your time signature is and how long you have allotted for that chord. So sometimes we have to cut patterns short, so you don't want to get so stuck on that pattern that you have to finish it, but you do want to be mindful of that. So let's just kind of put that in context, and let's put it all in root position for now. Okay, so we kind of get the idea of how that feels. Now, if I take it out of context, what is the main gist of this pattern? Well, the first 2 notes are going up, and the last 3 are coming down. So that's really what we're looking for, the sound in that. So maybe it's something like this. So that is a general way to transition from just going up to doing up and then transitioning down. If this tutorial has helped you, please like the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share it with others.